Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Sunday, the 16th day of the month of March, 2025. It is the second Sunday of Lent. It is the 8th day of the Lenten season. So again, beginning our counting from the first Sunday of Lent for the 40 days, we come to the 8th day of Lent today on this Sunday, the second Sunday of Lent. A day which in Carolina is overcast, and we are expecting a lot of storms coming in later on today. So it is kind of a quiet before the storms begin, although the winds begin to pick up. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Hopefully your second Sunday of Lent is a little bit nicer than it is over here, but what a way to bring in the second Sunday of Lent. And here comes more wind, and the wind is beginning to pick up. Second Sunday of Lent, if the first Sunday of Lent always brings us into the desert with Jesus being tempted, second Sunday of Lent always, every year, brings us into the mountain of Tabor and Jesus' transfiguration. Again, nothing about sins, nothing about penances, nothing about reforming our lives, or else God is going to hurt us or punish us, nothing about a God seeking vengeance or condemnation. But here, something that seems more akin to a post-resurrection appearance, Jesus on this mountain of Tabor, kind of around Galilee, becoming dazzling white. His clothes becoming dazzling white, becoming brilliant in appearance, and then Moses and Elijah coming to converse with him about his passion, his death, what's going to happen. Peter, James, and John are with him, but they are so overcome by all of this that, again, Peter begins to blabble about setting up some kind of sideshow circus where different tents could be erected, and they could come, and people could come and pay to visit with Jesus or Moses and Elijah and things like that. But a cloud comes from the heavens and says, this is my chosen one, here in Luke's gospel. Sometimes it's beloved in the other gospels, but here's my chosen one. Listen to him. Kind of a reiteration of Jesus's baptism. This is my beloved, but here, this is my chosen one. And the important thing to do is to listen to him. And what are we listening for? Again, we're not just basically commandments and rules and regulations, basically to make God like us better and things like that. That's, again, a God who basically just wants to set out rules and regulations isn't very helpful, because remember, again, the whole idea of rules and regulations is they tell us what not to do. Generally, they don't tell us what to do to make things better. It's basically more prohibitive than it is proactive. And Jesus is about proaction. God is about proaction. And so what are we supposed to be listening to? Well, again, promises that are being revealed, which is why this first reading from Genesis, in which God basically tells Abraham, if you listen to me, if you become part of my life, if you let me into your life, if you follow me, if you let me take you where I need to take you, then I'm going to make your descendants as numerous as the stars of the sky, sands of the seashore, and all of this land from the Wadi of Egypt to the Euphrates, I will give you. It is yours. Again, incredible promises, ridiculous promises, perhaps absurd promises that God is making, again, to this nomad, again, who no one ever would have thought to look at, give a second glance to, except for God. And yet, Jesus does this, or God does this. And Abraham's life is changed forever because he says yes. The fulfillment of that promise still awaits us, again, in which everything belongs to God, in which the reality that everything is all in God is made true for us, is made real for us. And again, this is where Lent takes us, is to remember these promises and to see where it is that God is definitely at work, making these promises come true, fulfilling these promises that God gave us, and helping us to live, again, lives, that are worthy to be lived as human beings in this world, lives that appreciate the wonder and beauty of this creation that God has given us, lives that enable us, again, to proclaim again and again, how great God is, but even more so, how great we are to be a part of this life of this great God who wants nothing but what is best for us, who wants nothing but what is fulfilling for us, who wants nothing but what is enjoyable and wonderful and beautiful for us to enrich our lives and for us to experience the wonder and beauty of what God has given us all around us. A continued blessed season, St. Francis, sorry. I'm sure I was saying, continued blessed season, St. Francis and people of God. May the Lord, as always, give you his peace.